here I am again for another Tim Talk. Thank you again for coming and listening to these talks. Ultimately, my goal is always one thing, well, many things, but one thing is paramount, and that is I hope, I pray, I dream that all human beings will take on the seriousness of becoming an earth caretaker, living our birthright to care for the earth, protect that includes protecting it, gardening it, loving it, being with it. So all the talks I give here, ultimately I hope they lead back to that. Time is paramount. Time is absolutely paramount. This is a crazy day. I'm talking to you right now. We got thunder and lightning. There's a few fires around. I'm sure hoping they don't come our way. We got a crazy plane flying overhead. Our land is so beautiful. I was walking around today and I was realizing that the greatest gift of all, and I'd like to entitle this Tim Talk Gifts of Nature. The greatest gift that there ever has been in my life is nature itself. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Whether it's today, I walked down to our creek and I jumped in our pool of water there, and I felt that cool water and that energy in that water, the prana come into me and fill me up and give me life. I drank that water and it came into my body and gave me life. Whether it was that tree watching overhead, the beautiful cedar tree that has such an incredible story to it, that one many years ago, about maybe 15 years ago, a young man who was in our school fell in love with that tree, and the tree started to die all of a sudden. And he spent days and days sitting in the tree, sleeping under it, giving it his energy, and he literally healed that tree, and that tree now is growing probably 30, 40 feet more. It's beautiful, it's healthy. It was a gift to him, a gift to us. Everywhere I look on the land, I realize that nature's a gift, whether it's the absolute beautiful view. I look out across a meadow and I see the grass growing and the dragonflies flying across the top of it and the flowers, gift after gift after gift, everywhere I go. I look down a trail and it leads me on a path. That's a gift. Literally what I want you to think about is taking nature seriously. Don't take it for granted. And one way to do that is to think of it as a gift that just keeps on giving. And of course, it gives us life, right? And every area of life, everything we need, nature gives is that to us, is life itself. But not taking it for granted, keeping it in the forefront of your thoughts, developing your relationship with it. And I think one incredible way to do that is to think of nature as the endless gift that just keeps giving. It's like Christmas every day. Every day is Christmas. So take a walk, and as you're walking down a trail or out in the woods, no trails are great, as you know. Look at a tree and stop for a minute and think, what a gift. You give me air. You give me wood. You give me visual beauty. You give me shade when I'm hot and protection. You give me a place to climb. You give me fruit if you're a fruit tree. You give me a bed to sleep on if you're a pine tree, and I sleep on the needles underneath it. In a crazy, crazy day, I just lay down and curl up like a bear and sleep in the needles. You are a gift. And then you walk along and you see a flower and you see a bee land on the flower, and that bee, you know, he's pollinating. That bee is pollinating other flowers and making life happen all around you. And the beauty of the flower, the bright color, let's say it's red, and it glows and it comes into you through your eyes and fills you up. And then you take your nose, you open your senses, you take your nose and you smell it. Ooh, what a smell. You know, and then you rub yourself on it. You stick your head, you just maybe go sideways and rub on that flower. You rub on that tree or that meadow. You feel it. Your senses come alive. You bloom with the flower itself. And then you walk along and maybe you see a rock that glows brighter than another, and you pick it up, and underneath it there's a treasure of a beautiful scorpion there, or a beetle, or an earthworm, and you feel that rock and you look at it. Maybe it has a shape and it calls to you and reminds you of something, or maybe it's a heart rock and it reminds you of the power of love and opening the heart of nature and how that's how we connect. Maybe you keep walking down that trail, and off in the distance you see a grand view of the mountain and the trees in the foreground, the layers of color. Maybe you take a moment to look at the forest and try to challenge yourself to count the variations of green. Imagine, can you even do it, you know? You look up at night at the stars, and they glow and they glitter through the trees. The moon rises, the sun sets. What a gift that is. Every single day that sun sets and it glows in the sky. I mean, I have seen sunsets that literally have blown my existence. I can't even believe how beautiful they are. I'll sit there and literally scream with joy. Sun rises, the same thing. Excuse me, folks. Force yourself to get up early and watch the light, first light come across the landscape. Maybe the shadows from it, the light coming across the trees shoot across the landscape. And you look out and you watch the sunrise, the shades of color, and you start your day with a sunrise, end your day with a sunset, start your night with the rise of the first star, and then watch the others come in. Watch the birds fly by. Look at the detail of a bird. Forget their names. Name the bird what you feel at the time you want to name it, based on its color and its shape and how it lives. Ask yourself the question, what does this bird eat? Where does this bird live? Today I was surrounded by toads. I went into my garden and there was 4 toads hopping around me. You know, and then a frog jumped across my leg. And a dragonfly flew over me. And the wind blew across the trees and made a lovely sound. Take in the sounds of nature, the individual sound, and all the sound together as a symphony, and let it play its music for you. Every day is a day of hope in nature. Every day is a good day in nature. Let nature speak to you through the gifts that it gives. Think of it as a gift. When you do this, what will happen is it will ignite this fire in you that will help you to become an earth caretaker, and particularly to protect our earth. We protect what we love. We care for what we love. If you keep in the forefront of your thoughts our earth, do not take it for granted by thinking of it as a gift that keeps on giving, and thinking of all the little gifts within the whole that appear for you each and every day to make your life brighter and more beautiful, then you're on your way to being an earth caretaker. And then just maybe to wrap this talk up, I would say go sit out in the woods somewhere, write in a journal your ideas on how you can help the planet to heal and grow in a good way. What can you do on a personal level? What can you do on a larger or grand level? And how can you be sure that you're active every day? If I asked you to look in the mirror right now, knowing that nature is the gift that keeps giving, and I ask you the question, what did you do for the planet today? What would you say to me? And if the answer is nothing, then get up and do it. Because we have to. It's the right thing to do. And it's a joy to do it. So I wish you the very best in this journey. Ho.